To start, use a square canvas and select the monoline brush, which is under the calligraphy brushes. All of the RGB codes for the colours I've used are going to be in the description for this video, so you can input them directly if you want to use the same colours. Just click on the box on the right hand side and you'll be able to input the code for each different colour. Once the colour is selected, just tap on one of the vacant boxes on your palette to save the colour. So to start off, click the background colour layer and choose the yellow colour in your palette. Before we start drawing on layer 1, we'll need to turn on the drawing guide. Select the canvas settings and click on Drawing Guide. Then click Edit Drawing Guide and Symmetry. The default option should be vertical, but if it's not, click Options and select vertical. And make sure assisted drawing is on and rotational symmetry is off. Then click Done. To start drawing, turn the brush size up to max and select the darkest shade of green. Start in the middle of the canvas near the top and draw the outline of the avocado on one side. This way it'll be perfectly symmetrical. You can tap with 2 fingers to undo if you're not happy with the shape, or use the undo arrow. Don't worry too much about the exact shape, every avocado is different. Next, create a new layer by tapping the plus. And then drag this layer underneath layer 1. Tap layer 1 and turn on the reference feature. This means that we can colour inside the layer without having to colour on that layer. Reselect layer 2 and select your next lightest shade of green. Then drag to fill this area. And as you can see when you tap the layers, that this is only coloured on layer 2 and your layer 1 is just the outline. You can then tap layer 1 again and turn off the reference feature as we don't need it anymore. Tap layer 2 and from there create a new layer. Select your next lightest shade of green, tap the layer again and turn on Drawing Assist to make the work symmetrical. Starting at the top, trace the same shape as your outline all the way down to the bottom. Then use the colour drop to fill the area. Create a new layer and turn on Drawing Assist again. Then go to your colour wheel and select your lightest shade of green. And now repeat your last step, but again drawing inside the lighter green shade. When you've done this, colour drop to fill. Once you're happy with these 3 layers, merge them together, but keep the outline layer separate. Then tap the layer and turn on Alpha Lock. This means that when we blur, it will only blur inside the object. So tap your adjustments and select Gaussian blur and blur until blended, which will be close to about 15%. Once that's done, deselect the adjustments and merge your 2 layers together. Alpha Lock should remain on so that when we blur again, we only blur within the image. If it's not on, you can tap the layer and tap Alpha Lock to turn it on again. Select Gaussian blur again, and this time only blur up to about 4 or 5%. You still want to be able to see that defined outline of the avocado. If you see any small mistakes within your work as you go, just select the eraser and tidy them up as you're going along. Create a new layer and turn on Drawing Assist again to keep the work symmetrical. Then select the lighter of the 2 shades of brown, and about 2/3 of the way down, draw a big C shape to make your seed. Colour drop to fill this area. To shade this area, tap the layer again and turn on Alpha Lock. This means you won't be able to colour outside of the circle that's already there. Then select your darker shade of brown and draw on a curve along the bottom of the seed to create the shadow effect. When you're done, select Gaussian blur and blur this area until it's blended, which will be somewhere around 10%. To draw the highlight, turn off Drawing Assist because we only want it on one side, so this will make it not symmetrical. Select the colour white and then draw a small highlight in the top left side in a curved line. You want to keep Alpha Lock on because you don't want the white blurring outside of the seed. Select Gaussian blur and slide until it's blended. Now that you've finished the body of the avocado, it's time to make the face. So create a new layer and turn on Drawing Assist. This will keep it symmetrical for the eyes. Select the colour black and draw an oval shape on either side for the eyes. Then select white and draw in the whites of the eyes. For this image I didn't want the mouth symmetrical, so I turned off drawing assist again. Reselect the black colour and reduce your brush size down. Then on either side, just draw a curved line for the mouth. Next it's time to draw the arms and the legs. So tap the bottom layer, which is the green layer, and select a new layer. Then drag this layer underneath so it is the bottom layer. Turn on drawing assist again so the arms and the legs are symmetrical. And select your darkest shade of green. Increase your brush size again, and it's time to start drawing the arms. The arms are simply an angled straight line with a small oval coloured in at the end. And for the legs, it's a curved L shape on the bottom that you can either leave flat or you can turn into a small oval to make it look more like a foot. Now that the avocado is complete, it's time to draw the shadow. You don't need the drawing guide anymore, so you can select settings and turn off the symmetry drawing guide. At this point, tap the layers and merge all of your layers together. Swipe right to duplicate the layer and then select your bottom layer. Tap it, turn on alpha lock and select the colour black. Then tap the layer again and select fill layer. This fills in the entire avocado image on the bottom layer black, so you don't fill the layer around the avocado shape. Tap the layer again to turn off alpha lock and tap the N, reduce the opacity down to about 50%. All this does, it fades the black so the shadow doesn't look too dark. Next, select Gaussian blur and blur this layer up to about 9 or 10%. Then select the cursor, make sure freeform is selected and drag the top of the shadow down to about the bottom of the seed. At this point it will look like it's floating, so just drag it up so that the feet in the shadow meet the feet of the green avocado. And you can then adjust your shadow as you want. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, so please subscribe for more or comment for any tutorials you'd like to see in the future.